So welcome everyone. If you don't know me already, my name is Kelly. I own Dogkind and I specialize in confidence building for very fearful, feral, shutdown dogs. And today I wanted to talk about a piece of advice I've seen repeated several times in some other Facebook groups, which is that if a dog is afraid of you, you can help them get used to you by sort of making them be close to you often, sometimes by tethering with a leash or sitting next to their safe space and spending time there even if they're afraid. And I wanted to address that today because that might cause you more trouble than it benefits you and your dog. All right. Getting a fearful dog used to you, does tethering them to you work? Who is this for? This is for you if you've adopted or are fostering a fearful dog who's afraid of you. And you've read that you should sort of force proximity. You know, you should keep them close to you, maybe by using a leash as a tether. And you're not sure if that's a good idea. So will tethering your dog to you help them get over their fear of you? It's not a good idea. That's the short answer is this is not good advice and I don't recommend it. But let's talk a little bit more about why that is and what to do instead. Okay, why not? Why not tether a dog who is scared of you to you? Well, this may look familiar because last week we talked about why it's not a good idea to leave a leash dragging on a dog who is afraid of a leash. And this is a similar situation. Imagine how scared you would be if something you were terrified of was attached to your body and you could not move away from it. That's just sort of the humaneness factor. It's not kind to do to your dog. Practically speaking, if you tether your dog to you, but they're afraid of you and they can't get away from you, that might make them more afraid of you, and it could slow, stop, or even reverse any progress you may have made in building a relationship. Tethering a fearful dog to you, if they're afraid of you, can break any trust that you have started to build with them. They've learned that your approach and reaching, which you would need to do to put the leash on, predicts bad stuff. The leash itself predicts bad stuff. They may also learn that you moving around predicts bad things because every time you do that, it scares them more. And so you can create a bunch of fears that weren't there before or worsen existing fears. So what to do instead? This can be difficult if you are used to taking a proactive approach to problem solving. And this is proactive, but it is more considerate of your dog. Let your dog decide whether to be close to you and how close they want to be to you. Let your dog hide if they want to. Don't ever force them out of their hiding spot or block their hiding spot. And let them determine how closely they approach, if they choose to approach at all. Now, importantly, you want to, if you can, reinforce your fearful dog approaching you and try to avoid punishing them the behavior of approaching you. And I'll talk about this a little more when I show you the video. And you can also help your dog keep the duration of that close proximity pretty short. I'm often asked, well, if my dog's afraid of it, why does he go toward it? Or why, if he doesn't want to be here, why doesn't he just go away? And I don't know. I don't know why any particular dog may do that, but we can teach them that they can do something else. So if you have a dog who comes close to you and then starts to get uncomfortable but just kind of freezes up or stays there, you can help them if they choose to come a little closer to you by tossing, say, a treat away from them, help them move away and keep that duration short that they're pretty close to you. Okay, let's look at a few examples of dogs who are afraid of approaching their person and what training was helpful. So this is little Pancake, and when he was afraid of approaching me, and first thing to notice is that I am not approaching him. I am sitting on the floor, and he decides whether or not to come toward me and how close to approach. And then I toss treats, and I'm trying to toss them behind him. I don't always succeed, but because here he's coming a little closer than probably he wants to. And see, he hops back. So this is too close again. He hops back, and then I toss a treat away. So I'm trying to reinforce him approaching, but I'm also trying to help him move away so he doesn't get too uncomfortable. This is little Buttercup, who is a Confidence Builders Club student. And she used to just mostly stay on her bed when her parents were around. And this is her mom working on approach, training. So Buttercup takes a few steps toward. Mom tosses a treat behind her so she gets to move away. Now she walks toward her. You see you get a nice little tail wag. And you could shape this over time to have closer and closer approach. And then this is an older video that you're going to see some fearful body language, and I wanted to point out things that could accidentally punish or could reinforce approaching and being close. So here you'll see Yara, as the little scared dog, is dragging a leash. She is not afraid of the leash, luckily. You're going to see some sort of conflicting behavior. She approaches, she's wagging her tail. Her dad tosses a treat using as small a motion as possible and keeps sort of his back and shoulder to her. And this is something that is sometimes a decision you have to make between a larger arm movement that will get the treat behind the dog but might scare them more, and a closer throw that would require less movement. Now, one thing I want to point out here is this here, asking her to approach to get a treat from his hand. You see how she's stretching and she's not totally comfortable? That actually could result in punishing the approach. And so could, say he was like, oh, you're so cute, I'm going to look at you or talk to you or pet you when you come closer to me. For her, that would have, that could definitely have been a punisher for that behavior of coming closer. Okay, so if you are fostering or have adopted a dog who's afraid of you, here's your to-do list. Let them hide and let them decide when to come out, how close to come to you, how long to stay there, although you can help them move away by tossing treats. Do your best to reinforce their approach and any curiosity, and that could even be things like sort of air scenting in your general direction. That's great. You can try to reinforce that by sort of either tossing a treat using a small motion or possibly placing a treat on the floor and walking away so they can get it without being close to you. And do your best not to punish proximity, that your dog choosing to come closer to you. It's really, really common for us to get excited when our fearful dogs do finally start wanting to be near us and we want to talk to them and pet them. And for some of these fearful dogs, that would risk punishing the behavior of coming close to us, and then they would not want to do it in the future. So something to keep in mind. All right, don't forget, if you don't already have the free worksheet on making your fearful dog happier, you can get it here at dogkindtraining.com/happy, and I'll put the link below where you are watching this video. All right, thanks everybody. I don't see any questions, so I will see you next week.